All right, guys, what's going on? I know it's been a while since I made a video, or at least since I've uploaded one. I got something a little bit different for you guys today. I decided I had so much work. I actually opened up my own shop and moved everything out here. So I'm going to be doing a new shop tour for you guys today. So check it out. So here's the outside of the shop. I'm located in Lockhart, Texas, right between Lockhart and Luling. You can see there's a big highway right over there, like maybe a few hundred yards that way, Highway 183. Come down, and this is like the entrance here when you're pulling into the shop. So I got the Crew Cab 2nd Gen over here. I don't think I've even done a video on it yet. Maybe I'll have to do a little walk around of it. But yeah, Crew Cab 2nd Gen project truck. Got all the personal trucks over here. The shop is 2,400 square feet with a 400 square foot office here on the inside. And I've only been moved in here for 2-3 weeks now. So it's still kind of a work in progress. But I got a little desk in here. It's kind of just become a catch-all already for my AC stuff. But a little desk, chair. I got a printer. I have 2 laptops, but I don't have any internet here. And I would rather just go do office stuff in my camper because it has AC and there's no AC in here. But yeah, this is the office. Eventually I want to have like a TV up there with like a continuing slideshow of things I've built, and just a bunch of pictures and stuff up on the wall of projects. So over here there's a bathroom on like the corner of the office. A little bathroom in there. So I'll show y'all some of the stuff we got going on here in a second. But that's I know this door over here, this door is 20 foot wide. I think this one's like 12 or 15 feet wide. I don't know. I got my 2-post lift set up. Y'all remember seeing I traded for that in that one video of that VP44 I put on that dually. So I got it all set up, bolted down to the floor. Got all my shop equipment over here, ramps, work table, little welder, rack, little roll cart, engine hoist, tall jack stands for the 2-post lift, air compressor, engine stands, yada, yada, yada. See the International over there, it's pretty much done. I'm gonna do a video on it, just on it, right after I get done doing this one. So, some of the things we have going on in the shop. Start back here. Well, I guess we'll start in order. We got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gen, so we'll start in order. So this 2nd gen here, it belongs to Clayton, the guy that owns the International. And we actually, the International's not quite done, but it was finished up enough to take it to a show yesterday. And so he drove down here from San Angelo to haul it to the show, and on his trailer he brought me this to work on. So he dropped it off and then he picked up the International to take to the show. But this is like a 2001. He brought it to me not running, and I ended up finding that the, you turn the key on, fast would kick on, everything, but there was no, the fast wasn't sucking any fuel. So I ran the suction line to this 5-gallon jug of diesel and bled the lines that fired right up. So I believe the pickup tube is broke inside the tank, so we're gonna throw a tank sump on it, and that'll have it running, and then it's got some little electrical issues that I need to diagnose. It's got low power, it's got idle validation codes, the oil pressure reads on the dash with the engine off, so I think the ECM might be bad, just given all those conditions and codes that it's throwing. We'll get to this later. This is a whole nother project. So then I got this big 3rd gen. It's got like an 8-inch lift, 35s, I don't know, 12 wides, whatever. It's a pretty clean truck. A little bit of rust on the bed back there. This guy had me go and pick up. He melted a piston, I believe. So he got a new, or not new, he got a good used motor from a guy that parts out trucks up in Austin, about 45 minutes away. So that's what I'm gonna do today, because it's a quick little job. Just drop this motor in and done. But yeah, I don't know what the mileage is on it or anything. I know it was in a wrecked truck, so the motor was supposed to run good. The truck was just rolled. So yeah, I was in the process of getting the wiring harness swapped over. This is the one that came on this motor, and I was putting the harness on that was on the original motor. You got to make sure you're careful of that when you do common rail stuff, especially on the 3rd gens. Well, I mean, really any of them, 3rd gens, 4th gens. You're not necessarily your harness, but the ECM, he's got his original ECM over there. If you're swapping motors or whatever, make sure you keep the ECM that came with the truck, because they're VIN number specific. They're programmed in there. If you mix match them, you might get lucky. More than likely you won't. So I go as far as swapping over the entire harness and the ECM, just so that's what came from the truck, that's what goes back in, because the long block that doesn't matter. So anyway, there's this. And then we'll get to this 4th gen over here. So this 4th gen, it's a 2011 Laramie Longhorn 4-wheel drive dually, and it is in pretty rough shape. Pretty rough shape. Let me find the little piece in my scrap metal pile here. There it is. So this thing got your typical 3rd gen, early 4th gen drive shaft issue. That is the floor pan. The front drive shaft exploded. I believe the rest of it's back here, yeah. That double cardan joint exploded on the front drive shaft. Thing came up through the floorboard. Absolutely shattered the transfer case. There was like nothing left of the transfer case, and it took off a lot of the webbing and stuff on the tail end of the 68 RFE. Broke the speed sensor off in it. The output speed sensor, I believe, yeah, it broke the pressure sensor, the line pressure sensor or whatever. Pulled the harness out, drive shaft pulled all the, I mean, it's bad. All the brake lines along the frame rail for your rear brakes and return line, fuel supply line, all those got just hacked up. All the whole entire wiring harness for the exhaust, like the DPF and that whole harness for all that. There's like 20 sensors on the exhaust. That's the harness right there. Just destroyed. So yeah, real fun things here. I obviously pulled the whole drive line out of it. The transfer case, it's literally in pieces in my scrap bin. The 68, I believe, is fried because this harness that plugs into it right here was actually perfectly fine. And you could crawl down there and put it in drive, and it was like hung up in 4th gear or something. I mean, it could have been from the harness being cut up. The rest of it, I don't know. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this NV5600 in it, 6-speed, out of a 2nd gen, early 3rd gen. I rebuilt his transfer case. He actually had another one from a donor truck, and it was from an automatic, so like a 47, 48. So between it and the one he had blown up, I robbed the input shaft out of the blown up one because it's a 29 spline. So it'll bolt up to that 5600. So yeah, between his two transfer cases, I made one good one. I put in new chains, sprockets, bearings, seals, yada, yada, yada. I actually need to go pick up his drive shaft. I dropped it off in San Antonio last week to get cut down 4.5 inches was the difference, 4.5, 4.25, something like that. Need to go pick it up. He wanted to go with a South Bend ceramic dual disc clutch. It should be coming in here pretty soon. I need to finish welding up this new piece I'm putting in the floor pan here. And to finish welding that up. And then the interior, it had this style dash. It's got the 09 to 13 or 09 to 12, whatever, dash, and the full business console. We're taking all that out, obviously, because he needs a shifter stick. So I'm having to find all these interior pieces, and they're kind of difficult to find online. Managed to find most of the stuff I need on eBay, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, just got to finish that up. There was one wire, and this harness runs right across the top of here. There's one wire that got cut right there. Amazing. So yeah, that's it on that. But yeah, that's what we got going on in the shop right now. I'm trying to get these 3 trucks done this week. Probably not this one because I don't know when the clutch is coming in. And then we have this thing over here. So y'all check this out. 1970 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Pretty good looking car. It's a good like 20 footer. It's good from about 20 feet away. So before I tell y'all, because I know there's a lot of purists out there, before I tell y'all what I'm doing with this car, that's why I'm showing y'all the paint and Bondo and whatever. There's a dent right there. I mean, it's not a perfectly restored show car, if that's, I don't know the best way to describe it. It's not perfect. It's got rust, it's got Bondo, the paint job is decent. It just looks good from afar, but when you get up close, I'm not cutting up a perfectly good car. Interior. Little dirty, but in overall pretty good shape. So the plan on this car is that body will go onto this frame. This is a 4-wheel drive F250 frame. I'm gonna have to cut it, mess with the wheelbase. I already measured the wheelbase once. I don't remember if I'm to cut it or shorten it. Honestly, can't remember right now. This was just a 2009, 2010 F250 work truck. All this, the bumpers, everything's gonna come off. The frame's gonna get completely stripped down. All it'll be is the frame and axles, and I'll leave the brake lines so I don't have to run brake lines. So, 4-wheel drive, 1970 Coupe de Ville. I have a 12-valve Cummins that's going to go in it too. So I have to crawl under here, undo all the body mounts, and then obviously whatever wiring, radiator hoses, steering column, whatever under the hood. I'm going to put the 2-post lift under the body, lift the body up, roll the frame out. Frame's scrap. I don't know, maybe Cadillac frames are worth something. Might post it up for sale. I don't even know what the frame would be worth, but whatever. I'm not worried about that. But anyway, frame's gonna come out from under it. I'm gonna roll this frame in here roll it under it, set it down, fab up body mounts, cut the wheelbase or cut the frame in half, stretch it, shorten it, whatever I need to do to make the wheelbase fit. And then after I have it on a rolling 4-wheel drive frame, then I'll put the 12 valve Cummins under the hood. It's gonna get a mild built 47, it won't get a 48 RE, I don't think. I wanna try and get like a 47 RH, the hydraulically shifted 94, 95 automatic trans. Or honestly, this guy doesn't really care about the transmission. It's going to be like more of an off-road rig. They're going to use it out in the pasture for hunting. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. So honestly, if I can even put just a 727 or an A518 in it with no lockup, no overdrive, he doesn't even care. As long as it runs and goes through the field so they can go hunting, that's all that matters. So it doesn't need some fully built 48 RE with a anteater and ratchet shifter and all that. It doesn't need to be that. It doesn't need to be that badass of a transmission. So that's what we got going on in the shop. Like I said, I'm gonna try and get these 3. This one will be done today. I'll have the motor in it. It'll be done. This one, I think it might need a computer. I can go pick one up. And that'll be probably done like next week. Out here, y'all have seen my truck. Oh, I didn't even do any videos on my motor build. I put a P-Pump 6.7 in my truck. Oh, this El Camino thing, it's actually like a GMC Laredo. Yeah, it belongs to the same dude that owns the Cadillac. We're not gonna be coming swapping this one, sadly. He just wants me to give it a tune-up and just check over the engine, fuel system, whatnot. Race truck, Fummins parts truck, F100, Jetta. That parts truck, I need to haul the scrap. Actually, my neighbor, like literally right there, he does scrap metal stuff, so that I don't have to worry about hauling all my scrap metal off anymore. He can literally just come over here and pick it up with his front end loader. This was the parts truck that Clayton brought me with the International. And so we've pretty much got all the good off of it. Axle, I'll keep that rear axle, but that thing's ready to go to the crusher. So here's the International. I'm not gonna really go over it too much in this video because, oh wow, I wonder how long the door's been open. Guess the door's been open all night. But yeah, got it pretty much done. There's still a few little things to do. We need rear shocks, throttle cable, front brakes, but the list is a lot shorter than it used to be. So I'll do a walk around video of this to go with the rest of the series of building it. I kind of slacked off on recording all that stuff. It was crunch time this past week on it. But yeah. So that's it. There's the new shop, some of the stuff we got going on, some builds, projects. Oh, so let me know what you guys think.